Good morning, beloveds. It is Wednesday. It is gym day. It is, my husband doesn't usually work on Wednesdays, and yet today he had to go to work, and so I am all kinds of discombobulated. But that is neither here nor there. It is April 6th. Our title is A Lesson on Treatment, and the first quote is, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." And that is Psalm 119, 105. We must be specific in what we do, while at the same time never outlining how it shall be done. Science of Mind 301. And then learn to make known your requests in thanksgiving and in acceptance. And having done this, in that silent communion of your soul and its source, believe that the law of good will do the rest. And that is Good for You 39. I'm going to have to look this book up. Spiritual mind treatment is based on the belief that God exists, that God is the source of all good, and that each of us is unified with God. It is also based on the belief that there is a divine law of mind which responds to our direction. In doing spiritual mind treatment, we need to specify the particular good we seek, knowing that if it is in harmony with the divine order and therefore harms no one, it is God's will for us. We also need to accept this good for ourselves, trusting in the law of mind to bring it about. Then we release our treatment to the law of mind, which is the creative power of God. This is the way spiritual mind treatment works. It is the affirmation of universal truth applied to a personal concern. Remember, the Spirit knows our needs even before we do. This is part of what Jesus meant when he told us to ask and it shall be given us, and to seek and we shall find, to knock and it shall be opened unto us. Let us do our spiritual mind treatment in faith with the calm assurance that God does answer. And our quote is, "I now accept a new and wonderful place to live, in a house that will truly be a home, where all who enter may be blessed. My new home is already there, for I know that God goes before me and prepares the way. I let go of my present, dealing with a blessing for those who will now take it. I know that these changes happen in a perfect way, at exactly the right time and with the right people. I also affirm that everyone involved prospers. Giving thanks, I release this treatment into the activity of the law of mind." Okay, so it was a really short lesson on treatment. But there were some very specific things that were said in the treatment, or in the lesson. One, we are personalizing the divine mind. We are personalizing the divine law. We are using a universal truth for a personal concern, which means it's okay. We don't want to reserve treatment just for the big things. We want to use treatment for everything. For the big concerns, for the little concerns, it doesn't matter. It's all okay. And as specified in here, as long as it is in alignment with the divine order, then God wants that for us too. Now, he was real short in his words, it's CC, so we'll find out, which I think was Carter. The person that wrote this was very specific in their, in their words of, I've lost my train of thought now. Sorry. That we specify the particular good we seek, knowing that it is in harmony with the divine order. But they specified we have to be willing to accept it. Okay. And that's the secret to treatment. It's like, you specify the what. You leave the how to Spirit. Because if you get too specific on the how, then you narrow the ways that Spirit can bring it to you. And I know I've said this before, and I will say it again because it bears repeating. You say the what. You say, okay, this is what I want. And you also want to make sure it's alignment with the divine order, that no one is harmed in what you're asking for. You're not trying to take anything away from anybody. Then you let Spirit figure it out, because Spirit has an infinite variety of ways to bring things to you. So don't narrow your options. Okay? And then let go. And then let go and believe that it will happen. So, and that's why I do like the quotes. I like the quotes a lot. And I like the fact that we've got a quote from, we've got a quote from the Bible, we've got a quote from Science of Mind, and we've got a quote from a book called Good for You, which now I'm going to look up. I keep saying that. I'm going to do it. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. And that is from Psalm 119. Go look it up. It's line 105. So that must be a long one. We must be specific in what we do, while at the same time never outlining how it shall be done. That's from the Science of Mind text, page 301. That's what I'm talking about. Don't narrow your options. You say what, and you let Spirit figure out the how. All right. And then the book Good for You, page 39, learn to make known your requests in thanksgiving and acceptance. And that's super important. Thanksgiving brings up the emotional power that gets Spirit's attention and goes, no, they really want this. And acceptance, because there's no point in doing a treatment for something that you're not willing to accept. At which point you go back and treat to be willing to accept what it is that you're asking for, and then do the treatment for what you want. Okay? And having done this in that silent communion of your soul with its source, believe that the law of good will do the rest. Let go. You're not using your willpower. You are not. You are using Spirit's. And Spirit is an inexhaustible source. So, spiritual mind treatment is based on the belief that God exists, that God is the source of all good, and that each of us is unified with God. Which is right there in the first step. There is one power. There is one source. There is one. And then the second step of treatment is, and I am a part of that one. I am unified with that one. I'm always unified with it. But the second step of treatment is a conscious acknowledgement that this is the source of my being. This is the source of your being. And it brings us into conscious alignment. Would you leave him alone? Foster's being all today. Come on. You're making this difficult. It's a good thing you're cute. It is also based on the belief that there is a divine law of mind which responds to our direction. All right. In doing spiritual mind treatment, we need to specify the particular good we seek. Specify the particular good we need, that we seek. Tell it what you want. Knowing that if it is in harmony with the divine order and therefore harms none, it is God's will for us. And that's kind of an amazing idea. If it is in alignment with the divine order and harms none, it's God's will for us. God wants us to be happy. God wants us to be joyful. God wants us to thrive. All right? Truth. Look at nature. God wants that. It's when we get in the way of the process that is not happening. We also need to accept this good for ourselves. Very, very, very important. God can't give you what you won't take. Trusting in the law of mind to bring it about. Then we release our treatment into the law of mind, which is the creative power of God. We release it. One, because we got other stuff to do. And two, it's not our job. It's not our job. Our job is to say what? It's Spirit's job to figure out how. And Spirit is very, very, very good at this. Has been doing it for infinity, actually. So Spirit's good at it. Let Spirit do its job. Let the law work. This is the way spiritual mind treatment works. It is the affirmation of universal truth applied to a personal concern. I absolutely love that line. Remember, the Spirit knows our needs even before we do. This is part of what Jesus meant when he told us to ask and it shall be given us, to seek and we shall find, to knock and it shall be opened unto us. Let us do our spiritual mind treatments in faith with the calm assurance that God does answer. So, if God is not answering, you have 2 questions to answer. Are you in divine order? Is what you are asking for in divine... Well, okay, 3 questions. Is what you are asking for in divine order? Are you limiting Spirit by trying to tell Spirit how you want it? And are you willing to accept it? Because that's the biggest thing. Spirit can present options for us, but if we are unwilling to accept it, then we are never going to notice them. So, all right. And I love the little treatment. I now accept a new and wonderful place to live, a house that will truly be a home where all who enter may be blessed. My new home is already there, for I know that God goes before me and prepares the way. I let go of my present dwelling with a blessing for those who will now take it. I know that these changes happen in a perfect way at the exact right time and with the right people. I also affirm that everyone involved prospers. Giving thanks, I release this treatment into the activity of law of mind. That is an excellent example of how to treat for a new house. You need a new place to live? Use those words or change them. But that's the point of publishing them. It's so that you can see, here's a prime example of how to do this. Now, maybe you don't need a new house. Maybe you need a new car. Maybe you need a new job. It's a good base. It's a good base. All right, let's go find out who CC is. And then we'll get the mission. And then we will move on into the process of the day. Yep, Craig Carter. That's what I thought. Okay, so we've done 2 of his already in April. All right, so the mission for today, should we choose to accept it? Well, there's a couple in here. But I would suggest let's do this one. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to check that we are in harmony with the divine order. To check that we are in harmony with the divine order. All right? And what does that mean? Is it in the qualities of God? Is it beneficial? Does it harm no one? Does it help at least one person? If not many. Because you heard in the treatment that everybody in the process prospers. So check that you are in divine order. Are you happy? Are you joyful? Are you peaceful? Are you calm? Are you creative? And if you are not making time for that or are not, what in your life could be shifted, changed, let go of? You know, get yourself a little closer to that divine order, that divine harmony. Okay, so that's the mission. Kind of it's kind of a airy-fairy, but it gives you a place to start if things aren't working quite the way you want them to. All right, beloveds, I'm going to move into the process of my day. But as always, I'm going to encourage you in the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself. Whatever it is, big, small, does not matter. Point is to do it, and to do it every day. It takes 21 days to create a habit. So my point in telling you every day is to help you create that habit. You create the habit of love, kind, compassionate response or actions for yourself. Then you create a default setting. You create a first response. And if your first response to yourself and to everybody is loving, kind, compassionate, the world's going to be a better place. Because if we want to make the world a better place, where do we start? Right here within our own selves. And love, kindness, and compassion, the place to go. All right. And you know all my suggestions. 3 deep breaths. Savor your cup of coffee or tea or beverage of your choice. Take a nap, take a walk, whatever it is. Find something beautiful. Find something beautiful. All right. All right. Yeah, I got to get a snack for the cat. So, as always, I encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body. I encourage you to go get some bright light first thing in the morning. It's kind of cloudy today, so this is working. And I've engaged my mind and my body. Drink plenty of water and open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around you all the time. So, best way to find it, look for the good and praise it. Gotta love Emma. She was the teacher of teachers. So have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanting day, a cooler day because it's going to be cooler out there, a productive day, a restful day. What kind of day do you need to have? A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased always and forever. That is your state of grace. That is the truth of you. All right, beloveds. Find us on the social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I am the running Rev Ryan on mine. And if you want to know what Creative Life is up to, email info@creativelife.org. Get on the constant contact. That way you will know when I don't, because it happens. All right. Have a fantastic day. Know that you are loved. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. Until next time.